Hey everybody, it's Karina with Karina Loves to Plan, here with a different type of video. It's not necessarily a plan with me, but it's more of a process video for how I am going to set up my new B6 for January. So this is what I had for December. I had a pocket size Scriber Creek Simple Scallop notebook. So this comes in a pocket size, and it is smaller than the B6. This is the B6 that came with the Planner Society kit for December. And when I discovered, I'll just my phone. When I discovered that it could fit the Mini Happy Planner, it just changed everything for me. So I will be switching over from a pocket to a B6. So I'll show you how I do that, but I'm also going to be using the Planner Society November kit. So these are just some of the papers that I'll be using today to do my January setup. And what I like about these papers is that they still go really well with the December B6. And I just want to use them in the order that I got them. So let's get started. So I don't necessarily need to take the inserts out of my pocket size traveler's notebook just because I'm switching to a B6. So here are the papers for the TPS kit, the Planner Society kit from November, and these are 3 books that I bought at Michael's. They were $9.99 regular price, and these 3 books, they come as a blank notebook, a grid notebook, or a dot grid. So I thought these would be good to just put into my B6. So the first thing I'm going to do is actually just choose which paper I'm going to use as dashboards to go around these notebooks. And I'm going to measure each one. Now with a B6, a booklet or an insert is normally 5 by 7. And that's when it's closed. So I want to create a dashboard that is about 10.5 by 7.5 inches. And unfortunately, my Fiskars cutter doesn't allow me to put in papers larger than the length of the cutter. It makes it slightly difficult, so I cut off one side first, and then I cut off and then fold it and cut off the second side. So I'm trying to figure out what would be the best thing to go on the front, and I like to keep my dashboards quite simple, and I apologize that most of the work is being done at the bottom frame here, but they're the die cuts, and I absolutely love them, and I love the lace of this paper. So I'm trying to decide the layout that would best go with this paper, and I'm using one of those journaling cards, and then I'm actually going to use the packaging that came with, I think it was the die cuts. Or if not the die cuts, it did come with something else. I think it was the backing of the puffy adhesive stickers. And I thought, what a great way to be able to use parts of the kit and make sure that you're using all parts of the kit and not put anything to waste. So I'm laying the different elements down on the dashboard. They're trying to decide which is the best thing to go with the designs of the papers and the colors. And the last thing I want to do with a dashboard is make it overwhelming. I try to keep the elements very simple. So 2 different pattern papers and then a few of the die cuts and journaling cards. And I think that in itself looks fantastic. And you put the book in there. And then I decided to put the pocket card on the inside. I wasn't sure how I wanted to put it, so I ended up putting it, I think, right in the center and using my Tombow adhesive tape. I was trying to figure out if there's any way I could put die cuts in there. Again, you can see this process is a little bit of trial and error. And the adhesive tape that I'm using is actually the removable one, so if I wanted to change my mind, I could. I decided to put one of the half girls on the bottom there because I thought that actually looked quite cute as a little decor on the front. And don't worry, I will take you through a flip through of all the work I've done. So now I'm going to take you through to the next dashboard I'm going to make. And as you can see, I didn't decorate the backs of the dashboards. I feel like it's the back of the book, and I want to keep the back of the book very plain. It's almost like the ending of something. So I don't want to have to decorate it. It kind of, for me, helps to organize my inserts. there I am measuring and cutting again. Now I love the patterns of these papers. The blues and the pinks go so beautifully together. And even though this is the November kit, it still goes really nicely with the December B6 Traveler's Notebook that came with the December kit. You see, I almost did the wrong measurements there, so I'm doubly measuring it and cutting. Always measuring, always measuring. So you see with this dashboard, I'm going to basically do the same thing that I did with the first dashboard, is to try find a pattern paper to go on top of it. And the November kit came with these beautiful laser cut pockets. So I decide that I'm going to actually lay it on top just like that. I'm not going to glue it onto the paper because the design of the doily on the front is beautiful, and then the pocket on the back adds the functionality. So I'm taking one of the journaling cards, and I'm so sorry about the framing that you can't see this, but I'm taking one of the journaling cards, the ones that look like little pieces of wood. I'm going to place it in the middle with a little die cut on the corner. And there's so many beautiful die cuts that come with this kit that there's, you know, you're not short for choice on here. One of the things I love about the Planner Society kit is that, yes, you get, every person who orders these kits gets the exact same elements, but the way that everybody puts them together is so different, and everybody's creativity just shines because of the way they put the different elements together. And I love being able to see what different people try and do. So I'm trying to find one more element to maybe go in the corner, or trying to see what else could go, and I decide that I'm going to put that Love Puffy sticker down in the corner after some trial and error with different die cuts. And I decide that the love, it's so simple. I don't want anything else on that page. But I decide that I like that red flower paper clip to stick up like that, like it's almost a bookmark. Oh, I love that. And so the last insert I'm going to do is with this purple book and this purple paper. I decide to use the purple side as the outside because the inside, or the other side of it, is almost just too busy for me. So again, cutting with my Fisker's blade and always making doubly sure to measure. The last thing you want to do is cut something incorrectly and then you are unable to use that piece of paper. So I'm trying to decide, again, I think I want to use every bit of the kit as much as I can do, even those little scraps of paper, and I think I might try and turn those into bookmarks or something. But instead I use the packaging from, I think it was the die cuts this time, because I like the contrast of the floral background with the lace paper, and trying to come up with the best arrangement of die cuts. I find the whole clothing and then the half girl a little bit funny, but I can see the design elements and what's involved in that, so I can completely appreciate it. But I think for me personally, it's a little bit, it's definitely different to what I normally work with. So again, making a dashboard, there's no rhyme or reason to it. It really is just laying down the elements and trying to see what works, and if it doesn't work, you can always change it up. And that's why I use the removable adhesive tape, just because if I want to change something, I can. And the way I wanted to balance the elements of this is, you know, try to surround the papers, or try to surround the pattern paper with the die cuts. And then I tried putting down the washi tape, which is absolutely beautiful. And I cut it to make it look like a flag, just to add one more bit, one more element there. And then I'm going to add the deer die cut right on top. Very simple. And I don't have any words on there. I might have to do something else for words on there. But so far, I am loving the way these inserts look and the dashboards look. So I'm trying to figure out which is the best acetate to go with which dashboard, and with the Planner Society kit, it's an amazing kit. You get 2 vellums and 1 acetate. And the acetate is almost like a, what is it? It's like that sheet that you put on the old projectors. If you ever went to school and teachers were writing on the projector, that's the projector paper, is the acetate. And I'm actually not going to do any decorating to the acetate. I just want the design of the acetate to show through, and I want that to go with the pattern paper in the back. I love that. You don't need to do a lot to these dashboards to make them beautiful. Adding a couple of elements here and there is all you need. And I personally am a fan of simplicity. I think that's actually going to be my word for 2018 is either simplify or simplicity. Now I added that die cut on the front of the acetate or the vellum there just as like a little decorative bookmark. And here cutting the, I think that's the vellum. No, that's acetate. Acetate is slightly harder to fold, obviously, but once you get it down, it folds beautifully around your insert. So I'm going to start putting these into the B6. And I was contemplating whether or not to decorate that pocket. I'm going to leave it as is for now. See, I tried so many different elements. I'm going to leave the pocket as is for now, just because through the pocket you can actually see the really beautiful design of the vellum. And there's the second insert, and then putting the third insert. So as you can see, I didn't really decorate the backs. I'm trying to find a die cut that will go well as the bookmark for the third insert, but I decided not to do that in the end. Love how chunky it is. And then I got this calendar from a student in my class actually, and it came with this beautiful, I guess, pocket that had spaces for a wallet, and you had like a little zip enclosure. So I'm actually using that to go around one of the inserts, and I took the actual calendar out. And then I placed the sleeve into the pocket like that, just so it acts like a more functional pocket. So I'm trying to figure out if there's anything else that I could do with these leftover strips, and I'm sure there is, but I'm going to leave that for another day. So I'm just going to take you through, flip through. That flower in the front is actually from Michael's that I just bought, and there's the first acetate and the first dashboard. Pocket in the back that I did not decorate. I like actually the way it is. And then the sleeve, and then the second acetate with the ribbon die cut, and my second dashboard, and then the back of that vellum, and then there's the third acetate with my third dashboard. I really love that one. And then there was the pocket in the inside cover, and then that. But that's it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. If you like this process video, please leave me a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching, and have yourselves a great day.